Hello, this is William Bowman, and I'm recording this video for Mr. Diego over at O.C.S. Tree Services. Thank you so much for allowing me to record this video, so I'm going to try and make it quick and not take too much of your time. I just want to explain exactly what I found on your website and show you what to change in order to get better results digitally. In order to do that, I want to explain some things so that you'll have an understanding of how to implement the changes and be able to tell when the changes are actually working, because honestly, the results is what we're after here, right? So I'm going to be covering the volume of clients looking for your services in your specific area, what your top online competitor is doing to win that volume currently, and things that you can do this exact moment on your site to start winning those clients in the future. So whenever I'm looking through your site, I do like the way that your site is set up. I do like that you guys have multiple different pages for your services. I would recommend that if you're going to do one thing and one thing only is increase the amount of content that you have here. The reason being is because the amount of content that you have, you typically want to have anywhere between 1,000 to 1,500 words of content on any page that you're trying to rank. And there's a reason. If you have more content, you can sprinkle more what are called keywords in there, and you want to repeat these keywords 5 or 6 times. But what are keywords? Keywords are simply just what somebody would throw into Google in order to find you. But you don't want to throw in any keywords. You want to throw in keywords that people in your area are actively searching for. What do people actually search by in order to find your services? So I'll get into that here in a second, but I want to show you what, Tree Services San Antonio, when you search that, what it results in. So when we start looking down, we're going to see a bunch of these ads, right? A lot of people, I'm glad to see that you're not here because a lot of people will actually just skip right past all these ads. They don't like the fact that it says ad next to them, so they'll just skip down. Now, when we get into here, this is called the Google Map Pack. The Google Map Pack, this is a very good place to be. If you aren't set up here, definitely go to Google My Business, or GMB is what some people call it, and go ahead and set up your name of your company, your location, your address, and a link to your website. That actually helps you with ranking, but it also gives you volume because sometimes people will see you here, depending on their geographic location. There is a way to optimize it so you're number 1 through 3 in a certain zone or a number of zones. But I want to get into instead the organic search. So here you don't pay to be here. It depends on how well you set up your site comparative to the Google's algorithm to rank sites. So I want to go to your top competitor and see what are they doing in order to stay in this place, right? So when we go in, we're going to see, they do have quite a bit of content. They don't have the recommended amount, probably 800 to 900 is what I'm guessing. They have contact forms, things like that. So they have a nice site, but I want to look underneath the hood, and I want to look underneath the hood on their site and then look underneath the hood on your site so that you can compare and see what you can change in order to actually get some results. Because we want this kind of results, right? If we go to Tree Surgeons, we're seeing that they're getting on average 588 people coming to their site every single month. So that is great results, and we want your site to start getting some results, similar to that. So what are they doing right? So we go into UR and DR. These numbers are 0 to 100. The higher the number, the better. A UR is your URL rating, and it's basically like the trustworthiness of the site. So a 31 is actually a pretty decent score. I've seen for cities like San Antonio, 30 to 40 is a good range to sit in. But then when we go to DR, this is the domain rating. This is like the power, the reputation of your site. And actually at 2.9, that's pretty low for a city like San Antonio with such a heavy population. So I'd usually, for a number 1 ranking in a city like San Antonio, I'd see it more like maybe 25, 30. So this would be very easy to beat and take their position for that specific keyword. Now, when we're looking here, we're going to see that the way to raise these two numbers is by getting backlinks. And I don't want you to focus on the number of backlinks because quality is better than quantity here. I have seen, 10, 15, 20 really good quality backlinks beat 1,000 poorly made backlinks. So really quality over quantity. But what is a backlink? So a backlink is if I were writing a blog and I were to say, hey, you guys should definitely use O.C.S. Tree Service, are the best in town. And then I put a link to your site. That's an example of a backlink. It's a different site sending a link to your site. So if we look over here, we're going to see that they have 65 different websites sending them a total of 907 backlinks. So they're getting a good healthy amount of backlinks, but it might not be quality because their DR is not moving up. So let's go and look at their organic keywords and see what they're ranking for. So here you're going to see the exact keyword that's being inputted into Google and the volume on average on a monthly basis that people search for this exact keyword. You're also going to see their position here. So you're going to see, 2,500, they're position 1, they're taking the lion's share of that. But then if we look over here, San Antonio tree surgeons, that's their name. I don't like to focus on that. I like to focus on more buyer intent keywords. If somebody is putting in San Antonio tree surgeons, they already know the company that they want to work with, right? So it's important to be ranked number 1 for your own name, but it's not so much for getting new clients. You want to focus on tree trimming San Antonio, Texas, tree service San Antonio. These volumes, they start adding up and you can get, volumes of 800. That's a great word to rank up for. And they're only ranked number 7. So it'd be better to, focus on words like this. But I want to, let you know that like these words, tree companies, that can be national, even international. Look, there's 3 results from Canada, a result from Turkey, a result from Singapore. So like people can be searching this, tree companies, and they could literally be anywhere. So I prefer to do specific areas. That way you know that you have a location there and you can actually help them out. You can actually provide services for them. So let's go and look at your site. And we're seeing here UR of 13, DR of 1.9. Looks like you have a total of 15 backlinks from 8 different sites. Let's go into the keywords that you're actually searching for, because, 0 people visiting your site every single month on average for the organic traffic. That means somebody who didn't type in your URL directly. We want to raise that number. So let's go in here. Antonio's tree service. So we're missing San Antonio, but there's still volume for that. But if you look at all these positions, the highest volume keyword that you're having is tree service San Antonio, but you're position 77. So you'd have to be on like page 8 or 9 of Google in order to see you guys. So I would definitely, in order to, you guys do have some keywords here that are useful. I would maybe look at the, rewind the video and see some of the keywords that I was scrolling through there. Copy some of those keywords and put those keywords, 5 or 6 times on one of the pages that you want to rank. That way you can start ranking up for them. But the important thing here, other than content, is increase the amount of quality backlinks that you have so you can raise both of these numbers. And if you don't have your GMB set up, definitely go and get this set up. This is very, very valuable for volume. And I think that's basically the advice that I have for you to hopefully start seeing some results here soon. So if you have any questions for me, I would love to have some feedback just on whether or not this information was valuable to you. So if you could give me a call or an email, I would really appreciate it. But I hope you have a great day and thank you so much for your time.